Hey, welcome back. In this video, we are going to uncover some of the general concepts. This is a part one. Let us slowly deep dive into general concepts in TIBCO BusinessWorks Container Edition applications developed to solve business problems ranging from simple to very complex solutions. These applications are packaged in deployable artifacts in the form of archive files. Understanding these general concepts is essential to both developers and administrators. These concepts are listed and described below. Application is a collection of one or one application module which in turn consists of one or more processes that define the business logic and zero to more shared modules and can be executed in the runtime. These are developed using TIBCO Business Studio for BusinessWorks. What are the elements of an application? An application consists of an application module and or a shared module. An application module can will contain a component and have processes in turn having activities, and these activities can depend on the shared module components. So, what is a module? In its true sense, it is any number of distinct but interrelated units from which a program may be built up. A component is a process that is responsible for initiating the business logic at runtime is used to implement a component in the application module. So an application module is the smallest resource that is named, versioned, and packaged as part of application and is executed in TIBCO BusinessWorks Container Edition runtime. The application modules cannot export their functionality to other modules, whereas shared modules can export their functionalities to other shared modules or application modules. And the structure of an application module can look like this. It will have the process packages, which will have uh, multiple processes, and it will have a shared resource packages, which will have shared components such as HTTP connection, JMS, or JDBC connection, or FTP connection, which can be shared across multiple processes, and it can contain schema namespaces which are used to define the structure of an XML message that an application can handle, and it can also have visuals if we wanted to implement any web services. So, what is a process? Processes capture and represent the flow of business information between different data sources and destinations. These are contained inside a process package, which is otherwise known as process archive. An application module can contain one or more process packages, and each of the process package can contain one or more processes. Service descriptors are Swagger files or visual files which are used to implement web services based on SOAP or REST. Resources are a reusable configuration data such as JDBC connection, JMS connection, HTTP connection, or FTP connection, or something similar. Schemas, like I said, are used to define the elements and attributes an XML message can contain, and components, like I have explained earlier, are responsible for initiating the execution of the application logic at the runtime. Application logic can spread across multiple processes. There can be one or more components for an application module, and module descriptors provide information about the application model such as module overview, configuration, properties, dependencies, components, and shared variables, etc. So when an application model is in Java nature, then we will have a folder called source, which is a default source directory created for the project, which is Java enabled. A project can contain multiple source directories where the Java classes and packages can be present. JRE system library. If the project is Java nature, then the project can include jar files in this folder. So this is the TIBCO Business Studio for BusinessWorks, which is used for application development by the developers. Like I was mentioning, what an application can contain, you can see the same folder structure that I have explained just before this. It will have the processes folder where we can have a processes defined, and it will have service descriptors where we can hold the WSDL or Swagger files, which are used to create SOAP based web services or REST web services. And resources can contain shared resources, for example HTTP, JMS, or JDBC connections, which can be shared across multiple processes. And schema definitions, where we can define the schema structure of the XML message to be specific. And module descriptors will contain the information about the application, its properties, its dependencies, and what are the component processes present for this application, and the shared variables, etc. If nothing is making sense, do not worry, because this is a beginner to an advanced course, so we will uncover this product from basic to advanced as we go through this course. Okay, what is a shared module? Shared module is the smallest resource that can be named, version, and packaged as part of an application, which is similar to application module and can be shared and can be used by other modules that are part of the same application. The shared modules can export their functionalities like processes, shared resources, or schema namespaces to other application or shared modules normally used to share common functionalities across several applications. Example, logging is used across all applications in any organization, so that can be implemented in a shared module and shared across all the applications. Okay, relationship between the application module and the shared module. Application module can depend on multiple shared modules, and shared module can depend on other shared modules, but it cannot depend on application module. There is another type of shared module called binary shared module, which is essentially a shared module that you create to hide the implementation details of the shared module from the consumers of the module, and its end users must use it as is without the ability to modify it in any way. When imported into a project, the end user cannot see its process diagram or the implementation details of other artifacts within the module. It serves as a good vehicle when you have a standalone functionality to share without exposing its details. Example, if you wanted to create an application shared module which will take inputs of an employee and insert into the database, and you wanted to share this functionality with the end user without showing how it is implemented or what database details are used inside that. You can create a binary shade module and just expect the input details about an employee, and you can use the database to insert, but you necessarily do not need to share the information of the database details. That is one simple use case that I could think of. On and another type of model is Java model, which is similar to an application model, but it is in Java nature, which will have a source directory to hold the Java classes, and JREL folder which can hold the Java files which are necessary to execute any Java custom code to achieve any specific business requirements as needed. We will uncover processes, activities, palettes, transitions, shared resources in part 2 of general concepts in this series. For references, please visit docs.tibco.com. Stay tuned for more videos in this series.